My name is Lauren Shelton, and this is my presentation on how love and attraction basically affects sexual pleasure. Abraham Maslow described love as a feeling of ecstasy. He said that it's about being totally encompassed in the attractiveness of another and yourself. So, basically, saying that you reach the feeling of ecstasy through just being affectionate and happy and being satisfied with your partner. Francesca Cancian wrote in The Feminization of Love that basically women are more capable of love, that men need to be more like women in the fact that they are talkative, they communicate, they describe how they're feeling, they have words that describe what they're feeling towards another person. And she also said that it's instrumental and expressive, that it has to be physical, but you have to be vulnerable to each other. Her biggest issue was that although men need to be more like women, women also ignore certain aspects men are that men prefer to have a safe relationship and to be committed. She said that women tend to ignore providing help, sharing activities, and sex. That once you have reached those, you kind of lose that intimacy between yourself and your partner. And another study that I researched, Gonzaga talks about how the more attracted you are to someone, or the stronger your feelings are towards someone, the better your sexual pleasure will be. She also mentioned how, like, the reproduction related function and producing strong offspring, kind of like a natural selection based, is important too, because if you're sexually attracted, the example she used was like a big muscular man, then the chances of your children being strong and physically capable of surviving easily adds more to the way that you feel towards someone, creating a stronger sexual relationship. And another one, a Chinese study, showed that attachment styles don't really, like, the way that you are towards a person does not necessarily relate to your sexual attitude about something, but it also creates a certain correlation between how passionate you are with someone. The end of the findings, what I found through this research, is that sexual pleasure is measured in love and attractiveness. That the more you're attracted to someone, the better the sex, and the more committed a relationship, the better the sex. And the happier you are, the more vulnerable you are towards you and your partner, the better the sex. But also not always, because some people just, they can have good sex and not be committed to another person in any way. They just are committed to that feeling that it doesn't matter who they're with. And one study showed that in adolescence, it's more important to, quote, score your number rather than just be in love with someone. And I think that's the biggest issue in our society, is that we're losing the committed relationships and I feel like we're not wanting to be as vulnerable to another person. We don't want to open up. We don't want to have that close, that intimacy, that communication. And we're just looking for sex as something to be fun. And here are the sources of the studies that I use to show in a way that love and sex are not always created, that I feel like love is on a whole different level than sex, and that not necessarily both of those aspects have to be there in order for it to be pleasurable or nice. Thank you.